Are you willing to put a shark on your roof? It's just an artistic decision away. You will have a fight on your hands. Play the long game. You need to protect your shark at all costs. You have made something beautiful. The shark speaks to me. When I first saw it, I thought, how'd you make music like that? Like it or hate it, the first reaction is always a smile. Dear shark, where have you been all my life? I now know the answer to that. This whole time you have been in Headington, just outside Oxford, crashed into a roof of a perfectly ordinary terrace house. I've always hoped something like you existed. I just had to look in the right place. You are magical and mundane. I want to make music like you. I can imagine what a shark crashing through a roof would sound like, but what sounds best represent what a shark crashing through the roof feels like? What artists are crashing through their roof and getting away with it? Who else is sticking out like an elephant in the room? Bill Heine and John Buckley did not seek permission to make you. Permission per se was given many years after, which has led to other problems which we will get to. Approval was needed, not permission. You came from the heart. Even though you have no head, you are a complete idea. You can't be put into a box and forgotten like an old toy. 2 fins up to the authorities, or is it 3? Come on in. This is reality, remember? Bill and John needed reality, or at least the true state of things, to crash the shark through the roof. Henry? The planes that flew over the house, which ultimately inspired you, were real. The bombs they dropped and the destruction it caused was real. How crazy was Bill when the council were asking how many windows you have? They saw you as a roof extension, no different to a new spare bedroom. The council instructed you to be taken away and the hole you leave to be reinstated, as if there was a big hole in the roof before you came along. These are the people you need permission from in the first place. Does the industry even know what they are looking at when they see you? Do they know there's a urinating monkey above the entrance to Magdalen College? Do they know that life is a balance? A letter to Bill from the Kabul British Embassy says eccentric people are the normal ones, it's the rest of them that are funny. You are a work of art and Bill put you out into the world. He called it breaching the big taboo. Someone's got to do it. You are what we need, not what we ask for. Once born, then you can be judged properly. Surely the reality is not a dull, homogenised and featureless world. You are a unique specimen. There aren't many things out there like you. I wish there was. The council was so scared that other people would copy you and crash their own shark through the roof, but no one did. You are too good to copy. You have inspired and influenced so many, but not everyone is as special, brave or as mad as Bill Heine. You slip through the net. Why does an authority panic when they seemingly have such a foothold, i.e. the town isn't covered in roof sharks? How are they not ready for this? It's maybe because they don't have the foothold. This gap is where we play. There is always space for a crash. The next shark crashing through the roof will likely not involve a shark or a roof, so we have to keep our eyes peeled and ears open. There are leaks when you rock the boat, but this is a situation where keeping the boat still also has its problems. The council have now flipped the script and seek to protect you after years of trying to get rid of you. They seek to protect what doesn't want to be protected, give permission to what doesn't want permission. They can hand over an invoice with a number of their choosing on it to give you a new paint job. They want to control you. They are making it hard to keep you crashing through the roof. They have installed an audio artwork up the road which tells your story. It's their story now. They didn't ask permission and they don't need to. They don't need to make sense. These people are always late to the party and can't handle missing out. You hover over the borders of believability. You confuse and amuse. You are proof it can be done. You are a tale of not needing to fit in, a tale of crashing in and staying in. You survived the great storm of 1987 and now I feel like I can too. This is Magnus, son of Bill Heine, whose house this was and who commissioned the shark. He's going to show us round.
I mean, yeah, well, where do you want to go? We've got a downstairs bedroom here.
Sick.
This is like the living room. It's particularly larger than people expect, I think, certainly from looking at the outside of the house.
Absolutely. And the shark glasses as well. There you go.
There you go.
Down it.
Better with wine in it.
Yeah, too right. Is that a basement?
It is, yeah.
Cool. Any sharks down there?
Unfortunately not.
Kitchen?
Yeah, so there are 3 ensuite double beds. So
Lovely.
This we call the L-shaped room for sort of somewhat obvious reasons.
Yeah. I felt like I really related with the letter from the Kabul British Embassy, how you've brightened up whole countries.
Lovely.
And quite an important point, I think, as well, which is eccentric people are the normal people and the rest, everyone else, is funny. How eccentric was Bill when the council were asking how many windows the shark has? You know, their arguments never really made a huge amount of sense. Things like this.
The scary thing is their arguments often don't actually have to. Increasingly, I think.
Wow, there we go. I thought there was a bit more sharp paraphernalia around. I thought there'd be a bit more, like, I don't know.
So it was absolutely falling to bits because they just cut a hole in the roof, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out that's incredibly difficult to repair.
Yeah.
So for a long time, and my dad also ignored it. I had like a memory as a child of like the kitchen, there was just a curtain across half of it. And if you peek behind it, it's just because there was water pouring through the roof.
It's the cost, I guess, in a way, of having crashing a shark into your roof.
Well, also of not addressing it directly or planning in advance.
Yes. I feel like if you did think it through, you might not
Probably not have done it, right? So that's the actual shark here.
Right. Wow. There is more recently, I guess in the last few years, it has been given status, protective status, not national yet.
Hopefully not national ever.
Yeah, well, exactly. But the status it's at now has been recommended by a member of the public, or i.e. supporters of the shark.
I'm always slightly concerned that the members of the council are members of the public.
I guess they are.
They can kind of ask themselves for permission and grant it. I don't have any reason to necessarily think that happened here, because I can well imagine a lot of people who either don't see the artwork from the perspective I have on it, or just like it as a novelty or a part of their landscape and home.
How would someone support the existence of this house without supporting its potential progression onto national status?
All right, well, I think putting it in national status or listing or supporting government intervention, like fundamentally, it's certainly in the artwork, which has a real theme of being anti-authoritarian in that way, isn't supporting. I think that actually is harming it. You support this by coming and enjoying it. Like, come, visit, look, see it, like, be shocked by it. Or not. When we get this back as an Airbnb, come stay.
Right, yes. And I guess to be clear then, if it goes on to national status, you can be billed for the repairs.
Oh God, it's like, I believe so. I think you can't change anything. Kind of locks it in place. Even bits of disrepair are locked in place.
Yes.
You need to use exactly the same materials. There's a whole list of absolute just disasters, and they don't even provide funding anymore.
Right.
Like for better or worse, depending on your take on that. But like certainly, it's nothing but a cost and a hindrance.
Yes.
The only situations in which that's even vaguely like beneficial to anyone is if you have, I don't know, like a 200-year-old building that someone wants to turn into like a car park.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case here, and I've got obviously no interest in removing this, both because it reminds me of my dad so much, and also because what on earth would I do with it? Just turn it into a regular house? That would be, I would have to be on such a like personally destructive kick.
That actually kind of goes on to my other question is by the logic of this story, if it is about power, would a logical conclusion be you actually removing the shark because you have the power? It's your shark,
right?
It's not someone else's shark. So heritage status comes in, national status comes in. Thank you. See you later. Shark's gone.
I mean, fundamentally, yes. I think that's it's something I should have the ability to do, and people should have the ability to do, because that's part of ownership and part of creative control.
Can you control a shark?
Well, in a way, I don't want to. I think that's an important point, is that it's as much about control as it is about the removal of control and loss of control. But contrasting with that, he like invited all the neighbours round.
Absolutely.
For a barbecue round the back and to discuss it. And he maintained that had they said this is just not on, we all hate it, he would have removed it.
I would like to mention as well, one of my favourite quotes from here is
Bill and John potentially kind of going, look, we've ripped into the fabric of the world and we've given a glimpse of another world. Maybe we should just leave it at that, you know. And I think that kind of goes back to why people do it and why people would do something like this and why they don't. For it to stay up there, how much of that needs to be disruption? Really, you need the support, and it is a gift.
This is now has permission, which is a really, I don't like that exactly, but it was hard won. So there was a 6-year legal battle, and it only survived because I think Michael Heseltine at the time, so the Secretary for the Environment, right at the national government, came and like made this determination, this quite fascinating determination in itself. But this wasn't a pass. This wasn't like a free-for-all, the barrier is now lifted, everyone come, your roofs are your own again. I don't think that happened, and I think everyone kind of still knows that. He wasn't an anarchist.
No.
Although there's clearly themes of that here. He had a very like self-motivated life, so he had that drive, and I suspect, when he saw this opportunity along with John, the sculptor, they kind of just went for it and sort of knew they could, and find out what the consequences are later.
I love how the shark crashes through everyday, ordinary life and gives you a glimpse of another world, the real world. You could have a shark on your roof. Yes, physically, but more importantly, figuratively. The Headington shark. A tale of not needing to fit in. A tale of crashing in and staying in.